episode of The Tower. Tuning in, thank you so much. We got Cerridius joining us, the most badass epic titan in all of the Destiny universe. Welcome, Jimmy.
Hello there.
Hello. And also joining us, we've got NFL veteran and Trials duo, Kenny Vaccaro. Kenny, welcome.
What's going on, guys?
Howdy. All right, so if you've ever tuned into the Tower podcast, which you've only had one episode, so if you're tuning in again, you're a regular at this point. Thank you guys so much for joining us again on another Thursday evening.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. The Tower is a podcast about Destiny and all that implies. So if it exists within the Destiny universe, we're talking about it right here on this show. So without further ado, let's get right into it with Jimmy starting off. I want to know your origin story. How did you get into Destiny, and how did you choose that crazy gamer tag of yours?
The gamer tag.
Sir what?
Psoriasis.
Sir what?
I always get asked about it all the time. And basically it started off probably almost 16 years ago now. This is it's probably longer actually. It was back when on a computer game called Lineage 2. So Lineage 2 came out. Or my sister got me into Lineage 2. It was an MMORPG, and I wanted a character name, and I made up Cerridius. So I was Cerridius on that computer game, and then eventually.
This name, sorry to interrupt, but this name, it just came to you.
Yeah, I made it up. I think my dad helped me think of it, but this, like I said, this was almost 20 years ago. Maybe not quite that long, but eventually, Xbox came out. So I got an Xbox, I got Xbox Live, I got a Halo 2, and I kind of just transferred my name over as Cerridius because I didn't think of anything. But back then, I didn't really care for my name or like the uniqueness of it. So the funny story is I always, my brother played it a little bit, right? And I have, younger brother, you always want to be like your older brother. And his name was DJ Dogfart. So I wanted to change my name to have something dog related. So I go to my dad. I'm like, hey dad, can I change my name to Commando Puppy? So he said no, because it's like, $5-10. And luckily he didn't, because I'd probably be Commando Puppy these days.
You look more like a Cerridius than a Commando Puppy. Yeah.
But I got into Destiny because I think I was still playing Xbox, and I had Halo 4. Most of my friends quit playing, so I kind of stopped playing at the moment. I was playing World of Warcraft on PC, and I saw the new Xbox Ones come out, and like you could let you clip it and record. I was like, holy crap, that's cool. You can clip and record your own stuff right there, because I've always wanted to do that. I always remember trying to get my dad to get me something called a HD PVR or something, and finally got into Destiny because I heard about it. It was supposed to be like Halo and World of Warcraft combined, or a Halo and MMORPG. And that's how I got into Destiny.
Very cool. And everybody knows you as the Titan that came soaring in on the Emergence Montage. If you guys haven't checked that out, got to check it out. Great montage. Whether you enjoy Destiny or not, really. Just a great FPS piece of cinema. And Jimmy's piece in that is incredible. So going back, were you always a Titan, or what did you identify first when you got into Destiny?
So originally I started playing Destiny 1. Like I said, originally I expected it to be more of an MMORPG style. So that's typical for games, Warlock, Titan, Hunter, where your Titan will be your tank, your Warlock is more of a spellcaster, ranged DPS, and your Hunter is more of an agile, ninja, quick DPS. And I've always played a tank character in most of those games, but I was like, I want to be ninja, so I played a Hunter. But I eventually switched to a Titan, maybe a year or two in, and I played the bubble class, and then Destiny 2, I just stuck with Titan.
So far, this show is 4 for 4, including me, on Guardians who started their experience as a Hunter. Kenny, I know you play as one today, but talk to us about how you got into Destiny and that whole origin story, and how you came to be known as Savage in the community.
I guess for starters, growing up as a kid, people would constantly say, damn, well, they wouldn't say damn, they say dang, you're a savage. Like, even as a young kid, whether it was sports, competing. I mean, I was in jump rope to gym class, just when I was at a very, very young age, they'd always say savage. And when it came time for me to come up with a name, it just clicked. I don't have a cool story like Jimmy, a long story about the dogs and the commando dogs.
DJ Dogfart. Hey, we could end the show now. We've got gold already.
So I'd been called it 1,000 times, and I always felt like it fit my personality. Even like as a gamer, I'm not really passive. I've always kind of been just dive up in it, take one for the team type play style. I'm never gonna back up and try to heal up. I'm always gonna go in front of my teammate, take some bullets. The little bait and switch we talk about, but more of an aggressive approach to it. In my origin in Destiny, as far as picking that game up, it actually happened. I've told Hunter this story a million times, but I broke my ankle my rookie year. We were playing Carolina. I think we were 11-3 at the time. If we win the game, we actually win the division. So the game's raining. It's the game. We end up losing. Long story short, like 12-10, something like that. Like week 16 of my rookie year, I have a spiral break in my ankle. I'm setting the edge on the line. The whole line flows to me. I put my foot in the ground, put my hands on the lineman, but my body twists around and my ankle just snaps in half. I literally was sitting on the ground, and my foot was lifted up because my toe was facing the opposite way. So long story short, I go back. This is Christmas too, and I told Kaylee I want to get back into gaming because I stopped a little bit in college because I really had to focus if I wanted to make it to the league. And sure enough, Destiny was right there, and I put the game in, and then got addicted ever since. I mean, fell in love with D1. I started out actually a Titan because of just
he breaks the streak.
Well, the shoulder charge and just it felt like a football player, right? It felt like it was tanky.
Twilight Garrison, and like.
I mean, I was a bot, bro. Like I just need to learn the game. Like I'm stiff running around the map. I didn't have any friends. I mean, the story's crazy. I really met all my friends today in Destiny through just kind of like networking. Like he knows him, and this guy knows this guy, and this guy knows this guy, and that's why I'm here now with you. And one of my best friends. So Destiny has done so much for my life outside of gaming, and that's why we started. Obviously our org with this game. It'll always be number one in our hearts. But yeah.
Yeah. So when I met Kenny, he was on PlayStation, and I had just recently made the switch to PC. And if switching to PC from console, that initial frame experience uptick and then going back, it can almost like make some people nauseous. Like it's like it can physically make you sick, right? Some people react as much. It makes it gives you a headache a little bit. But I just started talking to Kenny, man. We just kind of like became friends through just our own personalities and just communicating, really. And I was like, man, like if I want to play with him, I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation, bro. I'm gonna have to go back to console. Yeah. And I don't even think like Kenny ever even knew until I'll never forget, bro. Like the fact that you understood though, that, like, and I was never gonna say anything like, oh, I'm out here going back to PlayStation, like you should whatever. But like Kenny was so appreciative, bro. Like once he got on PC and saw the difference, he was like, bro, I can't believe you get on and play on PlayStation Gambit, bro. But like it really wasn't even about the game for me with like Kenny, bro. I just I loved his compete level. I think we had like similar kind of personality styles, so we just kind of became friends through PlayStation 4 Gambit of all places, which eventually leads us to the team we're actually on as a team of 3 tonight. This group here, myself, Cerridius, and Savage, teamed up for the very first weekend of Trials of Osiris. Actually got top 10 in the world's first race, top 5 on PC. I'll never forget Kenny bought a mid bridge. This is like game 3 or 4, so an early reset. We're just kind of out, and it's 4-2. Like we have to make a comeback, and Kenny snipes the Spectral Blade literally right in his face. Last person alive to win the round. And from there, Jimmy at like 23 light level below the limit, and it was just kind of on, bro. Like that snipe literally was the catalyst. Like we took off after that.
Yeah, that was an awesome moment, man. It was crazy. I wish we got to do more of those, but the cheaters kind of had the influx, so we didn't keep that going. So
yeah, so that kind of and that's perfect because that really segues into the first Destiny related topic on the evening, and that is Trials of Osiris. And Jimmy, if we just want to kick it right over to you, we actually got a chance to play this weekend. I loved it, and I love the fact that we even played together because I know before this you were just like, if it's not like a full team of 3 almost like professional players, it's not worth the pain of playing Trials. I think the experience is a little bit different now, so I'd love to start off hearing your thoughts on the changes to Trials and how you feel about where we're at.
So I was gonna say what actually made me stop playing Trials, you probably remember, was not even the cheaters, it was the disconnects.
The rusted lens
remember that
disconnect when you were sniping the guy for the first time Lighthouse Virgin Flawless. Jimmy literally sniped through a guy and his bullet didn't count and he lagged out for the flawless X
disconnect.
On the card.
Like Beaver, there's beavers constantly. Weasels, yeah. It was the disconnects that bothered me more so than the cheaters. Even still, cheaters is one thing, but like if the game itself is just kind of broken, That's what killed it for me. So that's why I stopped playing initially. Eventually those got fixed, but for me it's the biggest thing, like with now, it's the population. So that's what makes it a lot better. Back then, or like towards the end of trials, before the new season, the population was just so low, right?
Yeah, I think the official report from last weekend was upwards of 800,000 unique players in the Trials of Osiris. So from a far cry from where you'd have like 100,000 like total runs as a good weekend, right? We had 800,000 individual players, like crazy. So player was boosted.
That's the best thing. It was so low, so you're facing the same people over and over. You're facing, I do like the competitiveness, but like it's when you're trying to help people, like do carries and stuff, like that's not fun. That's why I never really wanted to play unless I'm running like it's the full team.
It can be a serious, and I don't think a lot of streamers, because like we're just so kind of kicked to the side as like service streamers or whatever. But I think like nobody really talks about like how much we really care about helping people achieve whatever it is they're looking to achieve in PvP. And that for me is the reason I've kept playing. Like if it weren't for my community, there's no way I would have kept playing Trials. But I think that's one of the things that we don't really talk about much, is like how mentally just destroyed you are after something like Jimmy said, like a lag out when you're trying to help someone get their first flawless after playing the game for 5 years, and in 0.5 seconds you just get kicked to orbit and there's no function to like bring you back. Like I see how it's so frustrating, and I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's something like a lot of people talk about. It's just like how mentally difficult it is to be a service streamer or whatever you want to call us, and experience those crushing lows when you're not able to get it done. You're not able to help out the person in your community that looked to you for help. Like it's a really tough feeling. So I don't blame anybody for having stepped away from the game or having not played. And so Kenny, I know you've spent a lot of time recently, Apex Legends, Warzone, which had its own string of cheater problems. With what you with what you saw last weekend from the trials, this is like, from your perspective, is it enough to bring you back? Like, where are you at with that?
It reminds me of like the trials of old, honestly. And there's a number of reasons why I stepped away. I mean, the cheating, there was cheesy weapons that like controlled the whole game. I feel like one of the best things that Destiny's done is the sandbox has been one of the best it's ever been, in my opinion. Like there are times where there were certain metas that were breaking the game. Like even if you weren't cheating, if you're using those weapons, it felt like you were cheating. I mean, Jimmy, you've reached a rage about the GLs and just there's all types of different weapons. But the game's back, and what they did with the controllers, how they opened that up, even after everybody complains about the aim assist, and they still opened it up where you can go 20 cents, which is crazy to me. The game's back. The only thing, like we discussed earlier, is I used to appreciate how hard it was to go flawless. I remember going to D1. I was just starting out. It was so hard. I literally shed a tear. I remember it was Burning Shrine. Is that what it was called in D1? What was it called in D1?
Burning
Shrine, yeah.
Burning Shrine. Sunlight in my fucking face. I could feel it through my monitor, bro. Like that feeling, that nostalgic feeling, you can't replace that really. And the only thing I would critique is, I get you want to be inclusive. You want, everybody to get the lighthouse. They need to make it, rewarding and fulfilling, not just something that was no other game had trials. What trials that no other game can make you feel like Destiny felt. That's what got me stuck with Destiny. So I just think they have to find a way, not to make it impossible to make it flawless, but to make it difficult enough where you're fucking jumping up and down when you go to the lighthouse for the first time.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think in making trials more accessible, they've also made the lighthouse more accessible, which is, I think, good and bad, right? Because you still want trials to retain that level of difficulty to where, like you said, Kenny, you're an NFL athlete, grown man, and you're shedding a tear because you got the lighthouse, right?
It was hard. I sucked, but it was hard. I earned it.
Right. Exactly. So I think it's good. I saw 104,000 players went flawless for the first time last weekend. That's huge. That's awesome. I do, however, think whether it's making sure teams of 3 match teams of 3 more often, because I think a lot of those 104,000 people are going flawless just a lot of the same ways we kind of were, and just like facing really incomplete teams, 2 to 1 or all solos. So I think for me, I would start as like a suggestion to Bungie here on the podcast, like really try to heavily weight teams playing teams and solos playing solos. But kicking around the table, Jimmy, what do you think are some ways that Bungie could improve the Trials experience even further than where it's gotten to today, which is much better than where we were even just a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, so it's definitely 100% better. I think the absolute biggest improvement that they did was putting Trials behind a paywall. That's the biggest thing, because Battle Eye, I don't know the exact specifics on it, but from what I've been reading, people say it's not the best anti-cheat, but it's better than nothing. But the biggest thing is this paywall to play Trials. It's like almost $50 to be able to play it.
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing that really helps the cheaters. I don't think I faced a single cheater. Honestly, I don't think I played cheaters very often. I know a lot of people kind of just don't know what they're calling out, but I didn't think cheaters were as bad back then. But there's definitely, I didn't face any now.
I don't, and you brought up a good point that a lot of people miss, and it's because there was just so many patch notes in that release, right? But paywalling Trials behind, to where if you get banned, whatever, just go make a new account for free. Now it's like, damn, $50 here, 60, $100, that adds up quick. So that's what I wanted to ask you guys next was, is it anti-cheat Battle Eye that created a almost like flawless experience in the sense of not facing any cheaters? Because I didn't see any sussery. I didn't think anything weird was happening in my matches. So are we putting that on Battle Eye, the paywall, or is it just kind of like a combination of all the things that Bungie's taken action on?
I would say combo.
Yeah, combo for sure.
Because when I read Battle Eye, like you said, Jimmy, it's like, man, I was like, yes, Battle Eye, we're getting anti-cheat. And then I go on Twitter, it's like, oh shit, like this looks really bad. Like everyone says how shit it is. But I guess kind of in a lot of ways, it's just how Twitter is,
It's a combo. Battle Eye is gonna maybe help ban the I guess the lesser cheaters, like the average cheaters, and then the paywall is gonna keep them from coming back, making another account. To keep talking about what you're talking about, Trials experience, from the most part, it's almost like the Lighthouse right now. Like they definitely did do a good job, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the Lighthouse is. There's almost no point.
Prestigious.
Because it's not like the prestige of going flawless. It's just the fact that the loot, like you don't even need to go to the Lighthouse anymore for like what do you get out of it? I think you get the adept mods and maybe like ascendant shards.
Yeah, unless you really want that Lighthouse loot, the Lighthouse is, like you said, kind of lost its appeal, even away from like the prestige and how difficult it is. Just like the fact that like, well, I could just play Trials, not really sweat having an X on my card, and just farm up these points, focus them, and get exactly what I want from say 14, right?
It's not even that. It's this. All you have to do is get a passage for 7 wins. You go to Shaxx, you get the Adept SMG. That's how it was last week. So
you're right. You didn't. Whoa. You didn't have to go flawless to get the Adept.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, they need to figure out a way to make it where, I don't care if there's a whole new set of weapons to go flawless. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a whole new set that you got to strive to achieve. Otherwise, nobody's gonna.
Wow. That is shocking to me, because I explicitly remember reading one of those TWABs where Bungie said, we don't want to ruin the Lighthouse. Trust me, you're still going to have a reason to want to pursue the Lighthouse with these adept mods, adept weapons that you can't get anywhere else. And they almost like snuck it in underneath our nose, because I feel like I would have like been outraged, or not outraged, I wouldn't have been that mad, but I would have been shocked a little bit, surprised, because it's not fitting with what they said was the case a couple of weeks ago on the TWAB.
It might possibly be because I had already went flawless, and maybe it just automatically counts towards the rest of the week. But from what I'm understanding is, once I turned in a card, right? I turned in a Trials passage of Mercy that had 7 wins, but it had an X on it because I had lost the Mercy, then I had previously lost, right? Mm-hmm. So I went to go turn that in, and it let me get an Adept SMG. Once you turned in that card, all it says is Trials passage. Any Trials passage with 7 wins. It does not say you have to go flawless. It just says you need 7 wins. So I'll check it again. I'll check it again next week. But from the looks of it, it doesn't matter if you have a loss in your card. You can still, or if you keep losing, you can lose 15 times. But as long as you get 7 wins, you can turn it in for a single Adept SMG.
Okay, and it looks like with confirmation from the community, I think it's because you went flawless, you unlock the ability to farm the adept, which in that sense, that's cool, that's awesome. But it doesn't take away like we've talked about some of the concerns with just kind of because you do have to have a whole facelifting trials, like it needed it, but still like capturing the essence of what it means to go flawless and to play in that game mode. But I think we're off to a good start. One of the things that I wanted to talk about as well was, if you guys read the TWAB today, normally these PvP updates, they're like every month or so. Like we rarely get these kind of PvP updates. So looking ahead, we're going to be getting zone control trials where a cap point will spawn in the middle of the map and you'll have to play around capturing that zone. I can't wait for that. I think that is ultimately what the trials experience should be, because not having an objective, it just kind of it's stagnant, it's stale. Like an objective is just going to create a whole new dynamic in trials, and I can't wait for it. One of the other things I was really I guess as a sniper crutch, no more special off respawn. So think about this strategically. If you were a sniper and you had no ammo, you could kind of die away from the action, have a teammate revive you, and you get 2 shots back. I've done that before. I've actually gone a flawless by jumping off the map on Midtown and having my teammate revive me. So it's like almost feel like I was getting like, why does it speak to me? So not having any special off revive, I think that's very interesting as well. And what else is there? Oh yeah, they're gonna remove the Q details, which is huge, so that you can't snipe solo players. Which hopefully, like within the matchmaking, I'd really like them to favor and cater to teams playing teams and solos playing solos. I think that's what they're going for here. But I'm excited, man. I think no zone control trials is the wave. And I think trials needs something that inherently intrinsically within the game mode shakes things up a little bit. Where are you guys at on elimination, and haven't played that for what, 7 years now? 6 years?
Yeah, I guess I'll go real quick. I'm all for the change up. Like I said, like you mentioned earlier, Hunter, I've been playing a lot of different games and getting a lot of different experiences. And at first I didn't like what was back with the Trials of the Nine? What was that? The countdown?
Countdown.
So huge on that. But now that I've got to experience different things, I do like an objective. For some reason, I think it speeds games up. There's a different gamer IQ you got to have when you're playing with the objective. It just changes things up. I love elimination. I love when it came back. I still think we should still do the same thing. But I think the objective games add a whole different element to trials.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, Jimmy, you mentioned Countdown. Countdown was a little bit of a glorified elimination in the sense that you knew where those zone points were going to be. Now, with this upcoming trials, if I understand it correctly, we're going to have a random spawn cap point. So, like, at any given moment, it's just going to be all hell breaks loose, and it's going to be like, all right, well, do we want to go slay out and kill the rest of the team? Do we want to go position and flank and rotate towards this where this zone is just spawned? Because it's not just going to spawn at B or at A or at C in the middle. From what I understand, it could spawn anywhere on the map. Hopefully it's not just A, B, or C, because I could see why it's coded already in the game like that. That would make it a little bit more predictable. And I think the more unpredictable that zone is, the better, because it's going to break off any stalemates. If you do have map control, it might change the dynamic a little bit. So I'm really looking forward to zone control trials. Jimmy, what do you think like the perfect form of trials looks like? Or do you think we have a pretty good version of it right now?
So the current version of Trials is good, but honestly, like after I played like I played this one game mode in Splitgate that I thought was really good. That would be maybe a nice addition to Destiny overall, or just converting Trials like it. And it's similar to Elimination. It's 3v3, and you have unlimited spawn. You have unlimited lives, right? But each time you die, that respawn timer goes up by let's just say like 6 seconds. Or 3 seconds, right?
That's cool.
So in order to win the round, you have to kill the entire team before someone else respawns. So you kill 2, and then the last guy has to run around, or to try and stay alive for your teammates to respawn. But like each time it goes up, your respawn timer. That way, it's not just infinite like that.
Yeah, like
I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that was a good, pretty good game mode, honestly, because it would kind of take away. You definitely would have to push and get that last guy down versus just sitting back camping and farming your supers. It would give you definitely reason to push versus like I said, camping your supers and stuff like that. I do like objective modes. Just the Destiny objective mode like Control, I'm not a huge fan of. Like you've seen me in Halo. Like I love capture the flag. Like I'll drive the Warthog all day. That's what I love doing. To pick.
Those
love
objective games have a purpose though.
Yeah, I love driving the Warthog and trying to pick up the flag guy, and then I like those objective modes. But if it's zone control where you have to actually cap a point, then yeah, it would definitely be a nice change. Having forcing a spot for you to go versus it's still kind of nice how it definitely did. They definitely did improve it right now, where they reduced the round time by like what 30 seconds, and
Big difference.
yeah, big difference. And then having that one cap point in the middle.
Yeah.
I think I only encountered that maybe like 2 times throughout the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So not really much objective. So
Sure.
it'll be nice to have a new objective.
And I think with all of this, you've got like the rising of trials, and I feel like the further deterioration of comp. Like comp since Forsaken, maybe like 2 years ago, 2+ years ago, hasn't really been worth playing outside of maybe if you just enjoy the survival game mode, right? So I almost feel, yeah, and there's no loot for it either. So like they've got to attach something like the Not Forgotten without making it to where it's like the must-have gun, right? Like they have to kind of find that balance. But I think having zone control, bring that into comp. Like let's have zone control. Let's have clash. Let's have survival. Like I kind of like comp when it was a rotating mix of different game modes, kept things fresh and fun, and most importantly competitive, especially when you have the loot that's tied there. So I love the trials overhaul. But then if we even start talking about comp, then it's like, well, where's Iron Banner fit into this? And we know Bungie on the roadmap has Iron Banner probably way ahead of where trials is at. So it's going to take some time. It's going to probably take some time for all of this to play out and see how it feels. But man, just to know that there's more matches than ever before, there's more players than ever before. I really hope that Bungie can continue to ride the wave. And one of the things I loved about in the TWAB today was that they mentioned, we know that we can't start popping champagne bottles or whatever it is, because we have work to do to maintain this. And like I mentioned earlier, the zone control trials, no special off respawn, the removing queue details. Yeah. This would usually be patch notes like, oh, you can expect that in season 16. You know what I mean? Like, but this is going to be next week. So this really seems to be breaking away from the precedents that Bungie set, and they've promised more activity. And we can all be, we all probably have, maybe a little distrustful after we got promised this like renewed focus on PvP and then didn't get anything for 2 years. So we're probably all a little hesitant to like trust it. But so far, it's like this is the first season in years that Bungie's came through on their promise with PvP. I just hope it's not too late, right?
Yeah. To touch up real quick, I think for competitive, what we need is an actual like a real ranking system.
Oh.
That would like, even you can add all the game modes you want, like you said, zone control, clash and stuff to competitive. It needs a real ranking system, not just the whole legend and stuff before that.
Yeah, for me, I need a reason to grind, whether it's survival, sixes, even in D1, like it wasn't ranked, but I couldn't wait to get that Isolunar Matador at the end. And it was like a lottery. It was almost like you're spinning the wheel at a casino.
Machine, yep.
Yeah, like I was just like, I feel like I was grinding for that. And I know it was going to take forever because I might get an Isolunar Matador, but is the roll going to be perfect? So I'm going to go back into the arena for another 12 hours. I need something that makes me do that. So.
Yeah, the no loot and comp right now, like I honestly, like I haven't touched it the last 2 or 3 seasons, and the only reason I did it this season was for a 0 to 5500 YouTube video.
Yeah. With the unbroken tag, I mean, thank God, Bungie took care of the whole recup thing, because everybody had it, Hunter. Like in this last, like you just paid for it now. Like. It was cool at first, and it was a thing that I thought was cool to grind for. And then I was like, wait a minute. I'm going against unbroken teams that we're not even dying to. So that lost its prestige too, So they did fix that, and I thought that was a good change too. I know a lot of, people do them, and I'm not against them, but
it's on Bungie, right?
It made things like that more enjoyable for everybody, I guess I'd say.
Yeah, and I think going back to the recov thing, I think a lot of the people who were doing the recoveries outside of the streamers who would stream it and do it legit themselves, I think I'd say like 75% of the people doing recoveries were just cheating their way through it, because time is money, right? Like, and if you're cheating, the less time you're spending, way less time to go flawless, right? So it just, from a business standpoint, it would like make most sense, right? So I think because of the lack of any discipline for cheating in the game, I would say as many as 75% of people doing recoveries were probably cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not against recovs either. Like,
no, I'm not against them at all.
It's one of those players, like for example, like Panda, himself on his account is gonna, just because there's gonna be 2 of them, it just takes one Panda to run through an average team,
Yeah.
Regardless, bro, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Like you're not gonna get a break having one less sweat that's on his actual account.
Yeah.
So switching gears here. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go
I
ahead,
was
Jamie.
gonna say my only thing with Ricos is sometimes my girlfriend plays on my account who's right next to me, who's in the same household and stuff. Like she's really right next to me. I'm curious on how they would I don't think they would do anything with that. But
They use the example like your little brother could get on your account and it'd be okay. So I think that's fine.
My boys used to get on my account. I mean, I'd hope they would with their point, 08 KD. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's probably only when there's a financial gain in included that Bungie's really going to care about it. I don't think they're going to worry about, little Timmy jumping on the account to play some comp or even trials, right?
Yeah, and they even gave the examples like free codes are still okay to hop on and try out a weapon or something, right?
Yeah, for YouTube, because obviously, Sir Demetrius, like that had to have been like, oh shit, like can I not do that now for my videos? And they made it pretty clear, because there's other content creators that do the same thing, that you guys are okay, right? You guys can recover accounts for videos, but even then, that's like a kind of like I could see just like to play all sides, like, well, they're making money off their YouTube videos, so it's like it's murky water seemingly everywhere, but I think Bungie's doing the best they can to clear through all the weeds before we get to Witch Queen in February. So speaking of looking ahead, we got the G1 retreat coming up, which I guess is going to be the first time we've officially talked about this. I know I've mentioned it on my stream before, but October 8th, the G1 family is going to all be flying down to Austin, Texas to create content. We're going to be doing a bunch of cool stuff. Kenny, you want to break down some of what we're going to be doing together over the weekend?
Yeah, I'm honestly still putting down the itinerary together, but so the plan is Jimmy's going to be the first to come in because he's coming from Canada. Hopefully he makes that flight. So everybody's going to get in on Friday. It's going to pretty much be like a staggered race because we got people from all over the country, Seattle, Traps coming from Oregon,
everywhere.
Cali. I mean, it's crazy, right? But we want to make this happen. I think when we built this org, one of the main things we preached was, it's bigger than us. Like, we're a family. We're going to do this together. We're going to grind it togeters. So, I mean, me, Hunter, Cody made it a point like, hey, let's do this thing. It's not just about, obviously we'll create good content, but something hits different when you meet everybody in person, when you become IRL friends, they call it in the gaming world. I know the first time I met, Cody and Hunter, just you create a bond that you really can't break, and I think that's needed on any team, whether you're a clan, a org. But for us in our situation, I think it's the perfect time. The game has got better. Everybody's happy. It's football season, so everybody's excited. But anyways, everybody's gonna fly in on Friday. First thing we're gonna do a little G1 barbecue at my house. I think that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a chef come whip up some good ass food. I got a pool outside, have some drinks. Everybody's just gonna, sit around, play some music, just catch up, get to meet each other, because this is the first time everybody's meeting each other like in person. I mean, we've been in the locker room, right? We've talked, we're in the G1 chats, but nothing's like meeting somebody face to face. And then we got something special planned for that night. We're going to do a carousel stream where it's pretty much, I'm going to pop the G1 live channel on my camera, this room that we're sitting in here. And then everybody that's here is going to stream back to back to back to back to back. We're going to, I don't have an exact schedule, like what exactly we're going to do. Shit, we can play multiple games. It's going to be fun. Hunter and Cody came over here and we've done streams together where,
that's awesome.
Push-ups, bro. We were doing some crazy stuff.
Push-ups and Hennessy after every game.
Yeah, if you didn't over like a 175 or something, you got push-ups. But it was fun. But everybody's gonna come down. We're gonna do a G1 live stream with the whole team. Saturday morning we're gonna wake up. We're gonna do a merch shoot. I don't know if we've actually teased that yet at all, but
we'll let them in, man. I always like, bro. I like bringing people along for the ride. So let them know.
Yeah, we got a dope, off-grid collection that's gonna drop. We don't have the date set for that, but we will be doing the merch shoot Saturday morning. From Saturday morning after the merch shoot, we will take off to the F1 track. We're all going to get in, the F1 racing cars. I got 10 GoPros ready to go to put on everybody's car to get their face cam. We'll do 2 5 or 10 minute races to get everybody's point of view. It's fun. I've been there once or twice, and it's kind of dangerous, low key. We'll have to sign waivers and make sure everybody makes it back. But
go-karts, right?
Yeah, but super fast ones, at the F1 track. Like, you can, it's hard to flip them, but you can do that. You can go that route if you want to. We'll hit that. Everybody go home, shower up. I actually am an investor in a bar downtown. We got a little G1 bull riding contest that's sitting right in the middle of this super nice bar. Have everybody get on that. So we can last. I'm sure guys are going to be getting flung to each side of the room, but it's dope. It'll be a dope experience. And then right now I'm hoping to get ACL passes for everybody. So after the bull riding, we can go hit a concert up all together, as one unit. Fast forward to Sunday, wake up, go to HCI. It's this gym right next to my crib. Play a little basketball, a little 5-on-5 at the center. We'll see how that goes. See everybody's athletic ability. Then we'll get some lunch, and then we'll take off to the collective. I'm gonna tour everybody, around the collective, and then we'll go up to the top to see the G1 facility that we're in the progress of working on. So it's gonna be a crazy weekend.
It is going to be so awesome. I like just hearing it. Like I've heard all of these details before, but even just hearing them again and again, it's like I hear them for the first time. I smile like I'm just hearing about this plan for the first time. And I think it's going to be so important, man. Like we've had so little human contact with each other as just like a species, honestly, even at this point, that like much less our org, like everyone's been affected by this, that we've had multiple huge plans that involved all of us being together, that several have just been blown up by COVID. So we said, you know what, fuck it, the world's in a better place, people are getting vaccinated, we can let's host this, let's do it safe, and let's make it happen, man. I think it's going to be a great experience and something that is going to deliver on some really, really good content for you guys as well. So but Jimmy, man, with all that, what's up, Kenny?
No, I'm saying we had so many cool things planned in 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Guardian Con. Like we were gonna have a freaking streamer at G1 launch party.
G1 Con, like dude, like we maybe the G1 retreat like turns maybe the G1 retreat turns into something like that, where maybe in 3 years, like the whole, like everybody's flying down to Austin to hang out with all of our streamers, or hopefully our pro players at that point in time, 3 years down the road. But it's got to start small, and it's got to start with family, and that's why I'm so excited about the G1 retreat. But Jimmy, man, for you, bro, like what are you most looking forward to, man? Like what's this kind of experience been like, just getting ready for the G1 retreat?
Looking forward to fly back down to Texas and hang out with everybody. Meet Kenny and the crew. I know you and I have.
Oh, we've seen each other. We've physically connected multiple times.
Yeah, you and I have hung out a few times. Guardian Con, just in Texas because that's originally where I'm from. And then we all remember when we flew out to Vegas to do that little tourney.
Oh yeah, I'll never forget. That was the greatest idea I ever had.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to all that. Flying out, meeting everybody, and having a good time.
That was huge, bro. We got slaughtered in that tournament by Panda. Actually, the irony, in 2017, me and Jimmy competed at a Destiny 2 Lan Tournament. Yes, this actually happened. I am not lying to you.
What?
Yeah, straight up. And honestly, Kenny, so when Panda's remember when Panda's Netflix documentary came out about him cheating and shit?
Oh yeah. Last
we
year.
went through that. I was like, bro, ain't no way, bro. I literally sat behind this kid, watched him with the old fashioned, completely obliterate everybody in the lobby. Like, this kid's for real. He was like sitting crisscross, bro. He's like uncomfortably sitting crisscross, like not missing shots. So I was like, that's bullshit, bro. Ain't no way he's cheating. I seen it in real life, which is kind of crazy that it all came full circle where we're all teammates with him now. But yeah, more than anything, obviously we had no chance at that tournament with Panda there. But it was just such a good chance for us to just become even better friends. Like Jimmy's like my best friend for life after that. Like I probably took it like too serious from the competing side. Like I was like actually thinking we were gonna win, so I didn't like drink as much on the nights leading. But once we got knocked out, bro, I was dancing, I was taking shots. I was like, fuck it, let's go.
We were Fortnite dancing up in the hotel room.
We were Fortnite dancing at the bar, bro.
Fortnite was his prime.
Yeah, prime Fortnite emote dancing, playing beer pong. It was the greatest, dude. It was the most one of the most fun times I've ever had. But
looking forward to flying down.
Exactly. It's shit like that. It's moments, it's experiences like that you get when you bring people who like don't get the chance to always hang out with each other physically, and they share such strong common bonds and passions for the same thing. So I think we're gonna have something really similar with the G1 retreat, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
I gotta figure out the COVID stuff here. I mean, I don't think it'll be a problem. I gotta see what to call, because Alberta just went on another lockdown.
Really?
Yeah.
You have vaccination?
Yeah, I got both shots.
You should be good, bro. They can't not let you travel.
Let's say it's for business. Technically, it is, right?
Hell yeah! Are you kidding me? So
business,
bro.
For sure, man. So switching gears, man, we're really looking forward to the G1 retreat. And you guys, like Kenny said, can join us live on the twitch.tv/G1 live channel on Friday, where we do the G1 carousel. I'll be sitting like with Jimmy, bro. It's gonna, dude, just gigs will be, dude, just you guys are going to, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Panda, like, excuse me, actually Panda and Onyx won't be going because they're underage and there's gonna be a lot of drinking involved. So it makes sense from a logistics standpoint with that, in regards to that. But yeah, the G1 retreat should be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that. But looking back a little bit, I want to talk about the G1 Emergence Montage, which in a lot of ways was kind of like our coming out moment. The video's got like, I think 800,000 views on YouTube at this point, and it's really become almost like this like icon in the Destiny community as far as like frag videos are concerned. And I wanted to ask you, Jimmy, what was the experience like making Emergence? And talk me through what it's like to get montage clips for you. Like, are you farming for specific clips? Like, are you like, would you like, just talk me through it. Yeah, talk me through hidden clips and your perspective.
So making the montage was easy. I just submitted clips, right? Yeah. I didn't have to do any editing or any of the 3D rendering and all that stuff. So that part's easy.
Which Drex is killed, by the way.
Well, you're a guy. Yeah. That wasn't hard.
Yeah, excellent job. But clips though, when you say ask me about going for clips, I don't think you should go into it unless you're like using like a specific gun and you're trying to like, you know, get stuff for a specific YouTube video. But if you're just trying to hit clips, don't try and hit clips. They're gonna come naturally, right? And that's what I think you should do. Yeah, just don't try and force a clip. If you have to force a clip, probably should play the game more. But yeah. I don't think you should force clips. They'll come to you. You know, so you just go in, play, and if it happens, it happens. You know, I don't go into a game expecting to get a 7th column. If it, you know, it just, if the opportunity, you got to be able to recognize the opportunity. And I talked about this. I mentioned it briefly in a recent video. Like there's 7 columns available in every game. You just, you know, you got to be able to recognize it and take advantage of the certain situations because you know how to get the 7th column. You got to be able to have a spawn trap and have your teammates certain spot and get in there. But then you got to be also be a decent player to be able to take advantage of that situation and be able to wipe out the whole enemy team.
Yep. Yeah, because I always say that's one of my biggest tips is if you're gonna get a Reaper or a 7th column, anything higher than that, you're gonna have to kill more than one person twice, and that's always gonna revolve around their spawn. So if you can become more aware of where the other team might spawn, add up some additional game sense. It's not just hitting shots, right? Like there's a little bit more that goes into having all of that line up, and almost like in a sense creating your own luck as opposed to manufacturing and forcing it, right?
Yeah. Like don't force clips. They'll come to you, and then like, I don't know if we're looking forward to doing another little dualtage. I think we're looking forward to that.
We can tease that. Yeah. Little duality too.
Doing a little dualtage, and I've got plenty of stuff lined up for that. And like I said, you don't force any of it. It just happens.
Yeah.
Well, Hunter's hitting 360, so I know that shit's gonna be dope.
Yeah, am I forcing it?
Natural. That's natural.
But that's natural for me.
Yeah, you're not like forcefully going for it. It's something you already do all the time.
You weren't planning.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you do that shit in a 4-4 match for 7th win, bro. Like that shit ain't no Taj work. Come on.
Hunter throws games, so he can do that stuff.
Hit 360, my bad, guys.
I'm like, Hunter, revive me! And he's sitting there spinning in circles trying to clip the last guy.
Y'all 360 your res, baby. I don't care. I'm having fun out here, man. Like when I start playing Halo, it's probably gonna be less 360s and clowning. But for me, Destiny is just like, it's like this canvas, bro. Like I just view it like I used to kind of see it more competitively, like, and almost kind of like try to force this into a competitive game. But I kind of started seeing it more as like an art form, man. And it just like as a way to express myself. And that's where the 360s really came in. It was like, well, dude, if I'm a super fucking freak space cowboy, I'm going to be throwing in 360s because I do whatever the fuck I want. I'm a space cowboy. You know what I mean? So it's always been about having fun. But yeah, probably we'll see less 360s when Halo comes out because I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win in Halo. But a little side note, and I'll let Kenny add anything to this. Yeah. So we had a really, if you guys recall this, we had a really big like announcement around when the montage was going to drop, and it had so much freaking hype. Like I've never seen this much hype for a montage I've ever worked on, and much less in like Destiny before. And on the day of the release, we got Negan sent us an edit, and it was literally just the clips laid out over music, not even like edited. So we were like, oh, shit, dude, like we're about to like. We we can't survive another roast session on Twitter, man. Like, but we're gonna have to delay this. And to Neekan's credit, I think at the time, like he was a rising star in the editing scene. Still is. He's a goat at this point. But he took on like 8. He just told us straight up. He's like, I took on like 10 projects and just did not like understand time management at the time and all that comes with, you know, producing content like that, especially at the level we were going for with Emergence, where it had 3D, like we had storyboarding, like Jimmy flying in like the Avengers, like bro, all of that took planning and like behind the scenes stuff that like nobody really thinks of when they watch the montage. They just see the clips and the edits line up and think like, oh, that was cool. But so much goes into it. Kenny, what was it like for you? Because I know like you were ready to blow a gasket when we got that first edit, bro. The clips just like no edits, bro. Literally just a full clip played out to the song and like, well, where was your head at?
Bro, I'm just a perfectionist. I know we grinded so hard. I mean, people don't understand the logistics behind Emergence it was fucking nuts. Drexus worked his ass off. Drexus is about to get hired by fucking Bungie, by the way. If anybody listening, I mean, he's that good, right? So it's just like
he should be hired.
He should be. I'm not saying about. I mean, I didn't mean to say about to, but no, it was just my baby. Like I didn't. I honestly could have submitted clips. I was so focused on getting G1 started that I let you and the boys run it. But I love Neekan. Whatever. I was about to fucking lose it, right? I couldn't. I mean, everybody was so hyped. They knew we had, some of the best players in the game, some of the best personalities in the game. I mean, everybody knew it was going to be good, but that first edit, bro, when we received it in the Google file drive or whatever, I was like, no, we can't do this, bro. It's not even acceptable. Like, and it was crazy because we were so far off at that point. I was thinking like, man, I'm not trying to bash him at all. Like, when did he actually start? Straight up. I'm just going to stay here.
It's probably that day.
So. You could do on your phone. I remember I used to post my Destiny, clips that you could like post on your phone where they would mesh them together themselves and you could put music over it. It looked like that. And I'm like, Neekan, bro, you're the GOAT. Like you're supposed to be the best. You didn't he work with Gigs on his freaking cinema that should have won an Emmy award or whatever?
Yeah, or straight up. He's literally Emmy level. It's just, bro, and this is great advice, man. And we're not like, we have nothing but respect. He's part of the team, but I think this is like just such a great learning lesson, man. Like, bro, learning how to say no to people and knowing when like you got a little too much on your plate. And I like even learned a lot because like it's on us as like the executive producers of the shit to fucking make sure that we deliver a almost like a culturally iconic. That was the goal, man. It took us 8 months, right, Brandon? Like it took us 8 months to make this montage, man, with like almost weekly storyboarding, plotting, planning, all that shit. So I think it was a great learning lesson for all of us to learn when and how to say no and when you're just at your limit and respect that.
Yeah, I wanted it to be perfect. I knew it was going to define who we were. Like that's our foundation, our culture, what we're about. Whatever this first piece we put out, that's what everybody's going to see. It's your first. I didn't want our first to be the one you look back on 10 years like I cringe. We put that out. No, like I think we put out a timeless piece.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked to multiple people that don't even mess with Halo. They're like, man, that was one of the best montages I've ever seen. And I'm so thankful, Neekan got it done. And also Drex's. Shout out too for the G1 commercial that we did on our own. Like nobody, like everybody else got an advanced deal. I'm going to say it right now. Everybody else got an advanced deal and they let them promote it. We were like, nah, we'll pay for it. Let us do this. We want to be special. And I think that just tells you like what we're about with G1. Like we're like, we want something that's iconic. And the G1 gummy bear, nobody did a commercial for their flavor. They actually asked me to do the flavor myself. I was like, no, I want my team to do it. Remember? Like they were like a Savage Strawberry. I was like, no.
Yep. Savage Strawberry. The world will never know. Or will it? Maybe eventually.
Yeah, but I was just like, no. Like, forget about me. I want my guys, and I don't think Daniel was on the team at this time, so it was only guys. But actually, Crystal was. So guys, so I want them to benefit. So we did that commercial, and Drex knocked that. I was literally talking to him every day in Discord for literally 6 to 8 weeks straight. This is like
training
camp or
season starting. Yeah.
I had to do all of it because I knew right when the season started, Cody and Hunter had to do everything. I knew that. So I had to literally stay on the phone, talk to Drake. I mean, people don't understand. And like right now we haven't got to exactly where we want to get to, but it's only going to get better from here. So
Yeah. So actually, looking ahead, do you have any updates on kind of where you're at with the NFL and your career and everything else going on? I know there's a lot.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I mean, my agent, a number of teams have called, and I'm in this space now where I want. Hold on a second. Hey, my freaking French bulldogs are going crazy. This is real life shit. We're real with G1. But anyways, I am I'm in a space now where I've told Cody and Hunter this. I want to be here for G1. That's just simple as I can put it. I love the game. I still follow everything, but at the same time, I'm passionate about other things. Being an athlete doesn't just define me. I was a gamer first. That's why we're G1. And I know growing this and chasing this, people might say you're crazy. You're turning down, realistically, millions of dollars.
Yeah, for sure.
But in my mind, I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. I can change the people's lives in the meantime. And that's all I need. I can be around my family more. Yeah, I'm going to work but my thing is I'm going to work just as hard like I'm still on the team. Like, I can't wait. Like, the stuff that we got going on and coming out, I can't wait to give to the community. What G1 became before that's just a taste of how
Yeah.
well it goes.
We've been operating at 66%. If our phone was if we were a phone, our battery would be at 66%, and you start getting a little nervous at 66%. You know what I mean? So with you now being in the mix and in the fold, and I can just say this from a behind the scenes standpoint, just working with you every day. My God, the what is coming as a result of Kenny putting his focus into G1, 100% of it is like, I feel like we might shock the world with some of the things that we have planned. And I know that's like lofty goals, but I think the sky's the limit with you, man. Like,
no, we can do it. I mean, like we said, content, competition, and culture. I mean, the 3 C's were built on that. All the passion, determination, all that motivation, all that bullshit you get from sport, you can put that in other areas in your life. And I truly believe this. And if we build the right team, we put the right people around us, we can do anything we want to do. There's people always talk about the 100 Thieves and the FaZe clans and, the optics. And, those kids started off on an Xbox 360 hitting trick shots. I firmly believe we can get anywhere we want to go as long as we stick to what got us here from the ground up. It's bigger than us. And just keep remembering that. So I'm excited. We got some big things planned. Like you said, we're just getting started. We did what we did with not many resources, but it's about to we're about to have a plethora of resources real soon. So it's exciting, man.
Very, very exciting. Jimmy.
I'm more of I'm not on the business side. I'm more of the content creator side, the player side. So,
dude, everybody should be stoked, man, because all of our hard work is why we're able to make some of these announcements and these moves that we're about to reveal here in the next couple weeks and months. But I mean, if you watch me and Kenny stream enough, you probably see some of the leaks. like we're pretty excited about what we're doing. So it's hard sometimes to keep it on the low, but yeah, I love ending these episodes more on the IRL side of things. So Jimmy, one of the things that's fascinated me and something you actually also create content around is this beautiful blue truck that you've been working on for the better part of the last year or so. So talk me through your passion there. I know you love to build and destroy and rebuild computers. Is it some of that same fascination with trucks and cars? Really, how did you get into such a, you're a gamer? How are you how are you a mechanic? How are you mechanical too? And getting your hands dirty and puffing an elbow grease. I feel like the two things are just kind of crazy dueling contrasting interests, which is super interesting. So talk to me about that.
So what's funny is if you actually go to my YouTube channel and you scroll all the way down to the very beginning, it's car stuff first. So there's
really
so you go all the way down YouTube channel, it's car stuff some of that stuff has still brings in views, a couple 100,000 views.
Hey, that 10-year-old algorithm, bro, it'd be hidden.
Yeah. So originally, I was always pretty much both gamer. Like I said, World of Warcraft, Halo, stuff like that. And then as I got a little older, I got into cars, a couple Camaros and stuff that I rebuilt and stuff. Right now, I have a 1972 Chevy K10. that I just do a little bit of side work on right now because we have another project we're working on, which is a 79 VW Rabbit. That's Mia's car. But I've always been into that. Like not a lot of people know, but I'm actually a certified aircraft mechanic. So
I didn't know that.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm actually a certified airframe power plant mechanic with so I have a degree in A&P license, and I also have a side degree in avionics. So
What?
and then
Oh, come on.
Okay.
G1 jet. Come on now.
yeah, and then so my job before I started, like, kind of quit and moved up to Canada making content creation was I was building helicopter engines. So I was building
And you're goated at at the game. Like, how the fuck,
Bro.
So, I don't know, like people always make fun of, like, I get to play the game all day, but even when I was working and doing all that, like, I still was, good at video games. It's because we've been playing all life. I've been playing all life. I did video games, I did mechanic stuff. So
that's so impressive, bro. I would never know.
Dude, that's why you gotta get to know people, man. The things you'll learn when you just ask some questions. Wow, I didn't know you had such an advanced education, but it makes sense because I'm watching these YouTube videos. I'm like, where the hell you learn all this shit? Like you had to have been, like, obviously you're formally educated in regards to it because you obviously know what you're doing. And even Mia's background, she's got a little bit of engineering background too. She helps you out with. I see her in all the videos.
She's a machinist. Yeah,
dude.
So she's she's a machinist, and she knows how to do all that she does CNC machinist programming.
What is that acronym? I don't like like PvP. Like, what is CNC?
Computer something control.
Okay.
I think, I don't remember. But yeah, she does that. But more so, she's does CNC for, like, gas and oil. But we make little things like this, and she's made some like she made a couple things for, like, my truck and stuff. But right now I'm just I got a basic 350 Vortec engine for my truck that I've taken apart and just slowly building a little bit. I'm gonna swap engines in my truck, and it's just going to be something that's I know the history of and that I built and can have more power and stuff.
Do you have an end date or end game, a final shape date in mind for this truck, or is it just something you're just gonna work on for the next 10 years?
Car stuff like this is just something you always do over time. Unless you can just, you have plenty of money to dump into it, but car hobbies are, up there. So I'm slowly doing it for fun, and it's something to do. Like I said, Mia's more of a machinist, but she wants to kind of get into that stuff. So that's why we have her 79 Rabbit to do stuff in.
Very cool. Yeah, I love all y'all's videos, and was super intrigued and wanted to ask how that the kind of the origin story behind that, and definitely didn't disappoint with that. I was very shocked by all of the information I heard, and it's one of my best friends. It goes to show it's fun getting to know people. So looking ahead, we obviously the future of Destiny is looking brighter than ever, but there are some really nice games coming out here in the fall. Kenny, Jimmy, what are you guys looking forward to playing here in the next couple months?
I'll go, Jimmy.
No, I was asking if you want to go first.
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, Call of Duty Vanguard comes out, and then I think after that, Halo Infinite. I mean, I'm going to focus on those two games, and that's about it for me. I mean, Battlefield, I saw the delay on that. I never really been a huge Battlefield player, but I was excited because I've heard so many good things about it, and I was excited to play it. But like you said in your tweet, it's okay to delay if the game's going to be complete. So I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited for you with Halo because I know all the history. I mean, it just brings me back. I just getting teleported. Like, I got teleported back to high school, junior high. It's
weird. Sorry, keep going.
Plugging in with the Xbox, and we're all playing together on a fucking 4 split screen. So I need that again. And it's a game originated with Bungie. I fell in love with Destiny. I know the same thing's going to happen with Halo. So
it's really weird that you get that feeling just like talking to me or watching me play Halo, because I see the same thing from my community and my chat. Like Sam, who's like 18, 19 years old, he didn't grow up playing Halo like I did, but he watches and he's like, he can feel that. Like, it's just, you can feel that sense of nostalgia and like that, the pride you have in the gunplay and Halo and the 4 shots, like all that. Like, it's really cool that translates all these years later. I think it bodes well for the future of Halo and being able to bring people in who maybe didn't grow up with the Master Chief. But Jimmy, I know you've like went to sleep with the Master Chief poster above your bed for every year of your life. You grew up the Chief. You grew up playing Halo.
Oh, I love Master Chief.
Your whole branding actually originally revolved around Master Chief. So I think it's probably a spoiler alert. You're going to be playing a lot of Halo in December or even in next week with the flight.
Yeah. No, Master Chief is, no, it's like cheesy, but he's like my, like your hero. You know when they ask you in high school to write about a hero, I wrote about Master Chief.
Not a policeman or a firefighter or a doctor.
Yeah,
nurse.
no.
Nope.
But no, actually, like my first. So video games for me, surprising to a lot of people. Actually, FPSs are not my favorite. MMORPGs are my favorite. So World of Warcraft and stuff like that. Kenny likes RuneScape.
Kenny with RuneScape, yeah. Didn't even we didn't talk about that, but Kenny was like your biggest grind was RuneScape.
Oh, I mean, I got 90. I don't know if y'all played RuneScape, but I have 99 Slayer. That shit takes hours of grinding and clicking. But anyways, that's a whole different story. I'll let Jimmy go. But yeah, favorite too. Morrowind, World of Warcraft games, RuneScape. It's just that was my favorite start now. But go ahead, Jimmy.
So games looking forward to. New World. I'm gonna play that when it comes out. It's a new MMORPG by Amazon, so I'm looking forward to playing that.
Looks cool.
And then I'll play Destiny and that. In the meantime, I'll just wait for Halo. And hopefully, when Halo comes out, like I want to grind it. Like I want to grind 8 to 8, and just go in the competitive scene, because Destiny never really had that competitive scene. Like released the ranking system and stuff. So hopefully I can have a nice solid team of. I assume it's gonna be 4v4. Like a solid team of 3, like people that can grind with all the time.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys when I get really amped up talking about Halo. For any of you guys who probably came to know me from Destiny, my history in this started all the way back in 2005, creating Halo montages before YouTube was even a thing. So you'd have to find a website to host your video, download it directly onto your computer if you wanted to watch it. So a couple years later, I would become a professional in 2009 with Halo 3. But man, Halo, just from the content and the competition side, is just directly entrenched with my whole soul. It's the reason I'm here to this day. And the fact that I always wanted an opportunity in 2011 to stream. I just was way too in my head, like thinking like I can't take that leap. Like I got to go work a normal job. I got to go work a 9 to 5. I got to get in the corporate world. I got to jump into this rat race, right? Like I was kind of thinking that out of college in a sense. I can't take the risk and try to be a streamer in Halo. That'll never work out for me. And so the fact that I made that mistake 10 years ago and I'm lucky enough to have it come back to me, like it's something I'm grateful for every single day. The fact that we're all as a community going to get to enjoy Halo together, which is my deepest like y'all thought I was into Destiny, bro. Like Halo is like that's my whole soul. So but that is the hour mark for us, boys and girls. We don't want to take any more than an hour from you guys each week joining us here on the Tower Podcast. Before we go, Jimmy, where can we find you on social, and any final thoughts?
You find me on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. It's all my Cerridius. Everything's Cerridius for me. Final thoughts. I guess Destiny. Destiny's in a good spot. Hopefully, we can keep with the momentum and keep the player base up.
Right on, Kenny.
You can find me at Kenny Vaccaro 4 on Twitter, just Kenny Vaccaro on Instagram. And final thoughts is I'm excited for the future of Destiny. I'm excited for all the games in the future, and we have some exciting things with G1 going on. So just be on the lookout.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that'll do it for myself, Makowski, Jimmy, and Kenny. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of The Tower. We'll see you next time.
Did you?